everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday, August the 13th, Madison County Election Commissioner meeting. So I'm calling this meeting in order. So we will have prayer by Commissioner Barbara Gross, and we'll have the pledge by Commissioner Helen Carney. All stand, please.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, as we gather here today, we humbly ask for your guidance and your wisdom. Grant us clarity of thought and understanding as we begin this meeting. Help us as individuals and election commissioners to make decisions that align with your will and promote a positive outcome for voters. May our actions, words, and thought always bring glory to your name. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Attention, salute, pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
May I say one thing? Our secretary just walked in and Spence isn't here to take the notes, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so, everyone was. Okay, so, everyone was given the minutes prior, so are there any corrections? If none, do I have a motion to accept our minutes for July the 9th?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Concerned citizens, well, he's not really concerned, but he's our friend.
That caught me off guard.
He's not concerned at all.
Not yet.
He's our friend. So, I want Mr. Bill Lowe to introduce himself, and you have, Anthony just gave us a copy of what he's gonna talk about. Let him finish, and then we will ask questions at the end, and okay. All right,
Okay.
Mr. Lowe, you
Well,
have the
thank you.
floor.
Thank you for having me. I see I got a 2-minute limit here.
No.
That's what it says.
We need
So
you
I
to
got-
tell
it's
us
gotta be
everything
quick,
you
huh?
need to know.
Well, thank you for having me. I recognize everybody. I live here in Madison County. And we have previously talked about the DS300 scanner. You're currently using the DS200 scanner with your election day tabulation equipment. And we have one at the commissioner's office. I'm assuming at some point we'll go over and let everybody vote on it and test it and ask questions related to the hardware and software for the DS300 unit. For those of you that don't know, I've been helping with elections since 2005. So I've been doing this for roughly 20 years. And this is my home county, so we're gonna work with you to hopefully implement the new scanner that we have. I believe it's on your agenda. And we also talked about the poll book that's gonna go with that. We're not gonna replace your poll book, but we're gonna replace your stand. And I'll let y'all pass that around so you can put your hands on it. You need to do anything with Spence? Hey Spence, good morning.
Sorry.
So currently you have the integrated premium stand, which is obviously a lot bigger, and I think everybody's seen the flip stand. Something that we've moved a lot of the counties to, just a lot easier to get to and from the precincts, a lot easier for the poll workers to manage. All the functionality is going to be the same, so there's no changes to the functionality with the poll book. Just going to be a lot easier for those that work to prepare the machines and put the machines into the precincts. So a few items with the new DS300 scanner. I know that I've emailed this and presented it to the commissioners, but it's a newer scanner that we have that's going to be a lot faster, a lot more efficient. Printing the zero report, the results tape, scanning the ballot, and probably most importantly, it's going to bring us to a new software firmware version from what we've been using for, did we say about 10 years is when you got these, maybe a little over 10 years ago? So it's going to bring us up to the latest and greatest software version for tabulation, and we also are going to upgrade all the firmware on your express votes, and also we're going to upgrade your poll books to a new firmware version as part of this too. So is there any specific question I can help answer related to the new scanner? I guess I could talk about what some of the other counties are doing. We do have one of our largest counties that has recently signed a contract to do the same thing you're doing. We've shown it to one or two other large counties that are very interested, so I feel like there'll be some direction there that they might take. But is there any questions related to the scanners I could help
Hey,
answer?
Bill, can you talk about the money that the Secretary of State has given us for this?
I can. Of course, Kyle emailed you.
Yes.
There are available grant funds to offset this purchase, and I think the Secretary of State, Kyle, has emailed Anita with a list of those funds that are available. And it's my understanding that actually this upgrade would be below that threshold, so you wouldn't even exceed that with the grant funds that are available. So
will not come out of our budget.
that is correct.
So we'll begin the cases and the DS300 with the grant fund?
Yes.
Yes, that is correct.
So do you have this list that Anthony just gave us? Can we kind of look at it
Yes, we can
together?
go through it,
Do you
yes.
have that?
Yeah, I've got it. Right. Or do you have an extra copy by any chance?
Can you get this one?
Here, use Anthony. I don't have one. I gave mine to Spence.
Well, you fine.
Can I look on the view?
So you just want to maybe just go line by line real quick and go through the, so the first item we're looking at is the DS300. We have 85 of those, and that's going to replace your DS200. There's no changes to your box, so you're going to keep your same ballot box and your blue tote bin. This is nothing more than a slide the DS200 out and slide the DS300 in. We do have power cords on here because we are going to have to replace the power cords with that, but that's something that sits behind the unit that is nestled into the box. So we'll replace the power cord with that. The flip stand, we just looked at it. That's in front of Miss Helen right now. I think we all know what we currently use compared to what we're seeing right here. I think the biggest thing for the counties that have moved to this is storage and delivery to and from the precincts and the ease of use for the poll workers to utilize that particular stand. We did a few extra TP-Link routers for the poll books. That is what allows your poll books to communicate within the precinct. Peer-to-peer is what we call that. So that if you have 8 poll books set up, if someone votes on number 1 poll book, it mirrors to the other poll books. So we did some extra routers. You have the universal printer soft case that we included. So that's what your thermal printers for the poll books are going to go in when they go to the precincts, along with the poll book. And I guess I could show this too. So with the new poll book, you're going to have 2 poll books per case, compared to your blue bin right now with the poll book. So So you'll have 2 poll books per case, and then your printer will go into this soft case that we're looking at here, line item number 6. You have your equipment installation, which is your 300s. There's a few things we'll have to do to the box itself. We might have to replace some of the rails on the top, a universal rail for those to slide in, but that's gonna be the equipment installation. We're gonna upgrade, line item number 8 is the firmware upgrade. So with this, you're currently on EVS 6110, and we're gonna bring everything up to 6500. And your 300s will come with 6500s, but we're gonna have to go into the express votes and upgrade all those to the new firmware version. And we're gonna have to upgrade Miss Anita's tabulation software to the new version, so. Poll book case, upgrade, line item number 9, that is for the field service team to take the tablets out of the old case and install them into the new case. And we're gonna upgrade the tablets that you have to 7280. I believe you're on 7262 right now, so that'll be a new firmware upgrade. There was a trade-in allowance for your old units, which they agreed to offer, and that's line item number 10. And something we need to talk about, because we had this yesterday in one of the counties that's upgrading to the 300s. When we do the upgrade, we can offer the recycling of these units for you. You might decide to keep them, but if you want us to recycle them, you'll have to internally, I guess, get the approval to remove that inventory.
That's right.
And it's probably something I'm gonna suggest. They'll allow us to take those to Magnolia Data Solutions to be recycled, and then you'll get a report to show that those were sent to the recycling company. And they take the plastic and internal components and shred them, basically. So we'll have to make that decision when we do the upgrade. I'm gonna assume you're gonna want us to recycle. And Spence, I guess this is a legal question. I don't know if this contract would suffice for relieving that inventory. Maybe you can check on that.
Yeah, I'll ask the board. It might be that they want to make a,
Separate.
like you said, a specific, that this is
Taking it off the inventory.
surplus, or
Yeah.
not surplus, but that we're gonna recycle it. So, yeah, thanks for flagging that.
Yes. And then the last item is shipping, of course. That's to get the equipment from Omaha here to Madison County, and we'll have a team here to help unload that and get that set up to get prepared for the, I believe we're gonna use this for November if everything lines out. So, assuming you have a special in November, I don't know, is
We
that
do.
still? Okay, so. And I believe that covers all the items we have related to the hardware, software. A lot, everything will be the same with your hardware maintenance, your hardware, software, firmware maintenance, all of that would be the same standard that we've had in our prior agreement that we got, so.
I have one question.
Mhm.
On the, on your, on the DS 300, I heard you say that last time those DS 200 got changed out 10 years ago. How long are those things good for?
A lot of that is relative to how many miles you have on them. I say miles like the odometer of
Yeah, that's
the
what I'm saying. 'Cause
machines.
I know we do a lot of elections, and 10 years is a long time.
And every county's different. You have, kind of unique about our state, we have Issaquena County that's got 3,000 registered voters, and then Madison County,
Yeah.
close to 100, just shy of 100, I think. So, life cycle for tabulation equipment, I think varies county by county.
Okay.
I think 10 10-plus years is probably that threshold.
Yeah, right.
Is typically what you see for a lot of this. And a lot of that has to do with what certifications are out there, different things related to that. So one of the things I didn't mention is the DS300 will, with the purchase of that unit, it will bring us up to being on a new certification
Oh,
platform.
that's fine.
So,
I heard it run good when our commissioner got a chance to test it out,
yeah,
so he enjoyed it.
yeah.
But good.
But that's a good question. That's a very good question,
And,
so.
and that's the reason I was thinking that we needed to do it now,
That's fine.
while we have the money,
I
and
agree.
go ahead and do it, and that's for the next probably 10 years.
I think Jerry
Yes.
So
said-
while we have the money, I
Yes.
thought we
Yeah,
might as
yeah.
well use it and upgrade as much as
Yes.
we could.
And you're rolling into our election cycle coming up next year, and then statewide, and then federal the following year, so it makes sense.
My question number 10. You trying to tell me that machine you wanna take back ain't worth nothing?
Well, they're offering, 42,000.
That's what I say, you telling me they ain't worth nothing compared to what I gotta pay for the new one?
Well, I mean, that's a good question, but they did a lot. If you look at the trade-in, of course, we maxed out the trade-in, but we also did a customer discount at the bottom. So you are close
So you add
to,
that together,
yes, those two go together.
kinda like the store, right?
That's right.
They raise the price up high and then say you give you a
That's
discount,
right.
right?
That's right. But I mean, that's a good question. You know, pricing, anything that we do, your pricing is gonna be similar to what, you know, Heinz or Harrison or DeSoto. What we typically try to do is, we have a bucket of counties that, you know, either upgrade or whatnot. And so this pricing that we have is more of a state pricing, if you will.
Okay.
My question is, okay, so does Madison County write the check and then we're reimbursed through the grant money? Or how does that work, Bill?
I think Ms. Anita answered that.
Okay,
Yeah, I think,
Well, I can't remember how the HAVA funds work, but I'm thinking that the ones that the Secretary of State has just given us, I think that they just pay for it. Am I not right? I can't remember.
if I remember right, and this is really a Kyle question, I think
Yes.
he included this in an email to you, but if I
I'm trying to
remember
look.
right, 2 of the funds are distributed to the county, so there's no paperwork required. The HAVA fund, if I remember right, you do have to do a grant to show your contract and your payment of the contract, and you
And
submit
then
it for
you're
reimbursement.
reimbursed for
Mhm.
that. But I can't remember how this,
I think the bulk of your grant money,
it's called a yearly election funds disbursement or
Mhm.
grant. Yes.
and that's the bulk of what you have, I think, or a large chunk of it.
I mean, I can tell you how much we have on each. Would y'all like to know that?
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Certainly.
The HAVA funds, you have 279,028.61. You get 2 disbursements, annually of the, yearly election funds from the Secretary of State. We've already received $155,368.36. And in September, we should receive that same amount again. And by my calculations, I'm thinking if you don't use it, you lose it. Is that right?
The,
The yearly election funds?
I think that just comes to the county. I think that that's money that you actually receive.
Okay, all right. So by my calculations, and this has to be done, it has to be spent on elections.
Designed for
Specifically,
election related,
yes.
yes.
If everything that we've talked about, this amount in this, in your agreement that you, or your sales order contract, once we receive the second part of it, we would still have $57,830 left.
how much?
$57,830 left.
So we got the money now.
So question on this, Ms. Anita. How do you proceed forward? I know you gotta go by the Board of Supervisors to share this with them, but ideally, how do you proceed forward from this point?
Well, we would have to, get on the board agenda
Okay.
and present this. Bill, you might want to be here.
Be happy to.
So that there will be, you know, any questions.
Mhm.
And I'll go by Greg to ensure that these funds are sitting where they need to sit,
Okay.
you know.
Once all that is done and it's been blessed, how long before the actual machines and stuff appear?
So we're doing Hines County right now, and they signed the contract, I think, 2 to 3 weeks ago, and we're actually starting the implementation and rolling the equipment in next Monday. So I would say about probably roughly 4 weeks. We could probably move that up some or out if we needed to, but I
From the
would.
time
Mhm.
the
We get a
supervisors give us
contract
the
and get it
okay.
submitted, that's correct. I think that if you move forward, we would probably want to implement sometime towards the end of, probably mid-September, maybe the starting the week after, the first week of September.
So
Probably
if we
sometime
have
around there.
training in October, they should be here for our training.
Shouldn't be a problem at all. And we have all the manuals, everything's gonna be updated with another county, so all of that will be in place.
Money, anytime it's money, yeah.
And as far as training goes, that's a good question. I mean, the poll workers are not, from what they're used to doing at the precinct, it's still gonna be break the seal, flip the unit, and hit 2 green buttons. So some of the screens might have a little bit of a difference, but it's about 95% the same, if that makes sense.
I was wondering about the books.
Poll
and-
books would be the biggest physical change that they're gonna see. But even with that, the process flow of the actual screen itself, once they turn it on, enter in their PQC passcodes and whatnot, all that's gonna be the same.
That's any other question?
Okay, any other questions?
No, sir.
If not, I
Okay.
make a motion that we, as commissioners of Madison County, move this forward to go to the Board of Supervisors.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you,
Well, thank
Mr.
you.
Bill.
Thank
Now,
you.
I would wanna say if after the meeting, if we wanted to, Bill has agreed to go over to our office and go through the, new scanner that we're hopefully gonna purchase.
Already got it,
What now?
already got it, I met with Brian.
Okay, so it's over there?
I said, I already got it, I can show you, it's
Okay.
already done.
All right.
Yeah. Come join us.
Yeah, join us. Okay, so we'll carry on. So, the next on the agenda is Anita Ray.
Okay, so here, I have a voter movement report. Looks like the Secretary of State has upgraded this report to be signed by 3 election commissioners now. I guess that's on the forum.
And you know, I saw, you brought that up, they put 3 lines on the inaccurate and purge reports now. 3
Yeah,
signatures.
and
lines.
they're on all the
So I
reports.
think we, somebody else might do a sign beside
Yeah,
me, put
yeah,
3 of them.
Yeah. So it's the VR 001 report. It's the voter movement report. These are voters that have moved within Madison County and have upgraded or updated their voter registration. There's 265. So I'll just pass that on down.
You go ahead and sign it, and then we'll
Yes.
pass it, and you'll sign it.
The next thing I wanted to bring up, I don't know if you have received from Kyle about the I Voted sticker competition. Have y'all okay. So there's an I Voted sticker competition that the Secretary of State is doing. All contestants will submit their artwork and they'll create the I Voted sticker with, you know, the winner's, artwork. they are going to print and ship the stickers to the counties at no cost to the counties. So, you don't have to use the sticker if you don't want to, but they will be there available, so y'all don't run out and purchase up a bunch of I voted stickers, okay?
They free.
So, all right, so, I did want to tell you that we have received the contract that Anthony, has worked hard to get with Liberty, and that the voter registration cards are being sent out as we speak. There's also some voter confirmation cards over at my office that were
Oh, yeah.
delivered, if someone
Oh,
can
yeah,
come get, there's
Teresa
three.
called me, I put.
Okay, all right. I wanted to call your attention also, and you can get this information from the Secretary of State's website, but I find it very interesting. We're one of 3 counties that has an inflated voter registration roll. From June and July, from June until July, it looks like we've come down a little bit, but not by much. I know that when we go to ECAM in January, we're gonna get fussed at if we don't bring these numbers down. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. You can also find this information on the Secretary of State's website. I just know that we can get reprimanded, Madeline.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So what does, I guess, cause we're new, I'm kind of, so how do we bring this down? How do we bring our numbers down?
It's your voter roll maintenance. You've
Okay.
got to, be very, diligent about, getting your people that need to be purged off, or the people that have moved from the county.
Are you talking about like on our NCOA report? That's 11,000 people on there.
Mhm.
So we're saying that if we maintain and we work on that NCOA report.
Yes.
That has 11,000, if we go in there and put those people inactive like we're supposed to, that'll bring that number down?
Yes.
Okay.
There's 82 counties in Mississippi, and we're one of 3, and we're a large county. If it's just kind of embarrassing, y'all. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
So,
But
I will tell you that from June until
Don't do that on the mic.
July,
Don't do that on
it
the mic.
did come down some. But y'all can find that information. August, I didn't have
Already
August
done it.
because as of yesterday, they had not loaded August, numbers yet. Just letting y'all know. So, but that's all that wanted to ask you, Anthony, have you notified, the EMA on the GSI people with the, contract?
I won't, but I will. I
Okay,
called, what's her
all right.
name today?
Okay, I did send it to the Secretary of
Okay, good.
State, the
And I
contract, but,
sent it over to her.
yes, okay, I just wanted to make
To
sure I
our
didn't wanna
office.
double dip there.
Gotcha.
But that's all that I have.
Okay, thank you, Anita. Okay, the next, number 7 on our report, on our agenda is request for purges by district, and this is from July the 5th through August the 6th, 2025. District 1, 28, District 2,
13.
District 3,
29.
District 4,
17.
District 5.
29,
Do I have a motion?
so moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. On number 8, we have requests for inactives by district. That's the same, July the 5th, 2025 through August the 6th, 2025. District 1, 168. District 2,
269.
District 3,
116.
District 4,
33.
District 5.
One,
Do I have a motion?
so moved.
Second?
Second.
All Any all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Motion carried. Number 9, we have no request for permanent absentees at this time, so we will go to old business, number 10 on our agenda. Old business, number A, let's see. So, all right, this is, Anita, can you address number A, please, on old business?
Oh, yes. So, August the 21st is the deadline for any candidates that want to qualify for constable and for justice court judge. And don't get me to, I can't remember the districts at this
3.
point. 3, and constable was 4?
It says 3.
3, I think.
3, okay, yes, you have it down here. And then, also for the, Senate House District 26. As of right now, on the Justice Court Judge, we have 2 candidates. And on Constable, we still only have 1. As for the Senate, District 26, I want to say that we might have 3, possibly 4, with someone just came in today with their signatures.
Okay, thank you, Anita.
You're welcome.
Okay, number 10, number B, I'm gonna ask Anthony to address this one.
Just want to remind everyone that District 4, Precinct 416 at Mount Levi has moved to Liberty MB Church at 815 West 4th Street. Like Clerk Ray said earlier, she's gonna be sending new voter registration cards out soon. Thank you.
Okay, any old business? Okay, we will go to
Oh yeah, I got
number,
one more old business.
okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Everybody should have their flights and their hotel confirmation room for Utah next week.
So we leave on the 19th, which is
Tuesday
Tuesday.
morning. That's right.
Tuesday, early flight.
That's right.
And maybe I need to do another early. So we'll all meet, I guess, if we're all on the same flight, we'll meet at the airport, like at 3:30 in the morning.
No,
I'm
I'm
just
not.
kidding,
That's
just
Jackson.
kidding.
That's Jackson, Dr. Jackson.
Okay,
May I say one thing?
yes.
I would appreciate it if you had me a birthday cake there when I get to the airport that morning.
Oh,
And yes, which,
We
you
have a
know,
lot of birthdays.
happy birthday to Anita, happy
Yeah,
birthday to
Today?
Joanne, and a
Happy
happy
birthday to
birthday to
everybody.
me.
Oh,
We
your
all
birthday
have
in
birthdays.
August?
you ready, August?
August the 15th, Friday.
Oh Lord.
My son-in-law birthday today.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
so,
And my
I'm
big
a
birthday was
grandson.
Sunday, August 6th.
The 19th.
Oh my gosh, well, I'm the oldest, so,
Must be
you know.
August
Okay.
birthday this month.
All right, so we all have birthdays, so happy birthday to all of us, and we will celebrate in Utah.
That's right.
There you go. Okay, now we're on number 11, new business. So we already had the discussion from, Mr. Bill Lowe, so we know about that. If we wanna meet in our office afterwards, we'll meet there and look at the new DS200. Any other discussions on the equipment for ES&S? If not, we'll move on to, and I'll get Anthony to do this one again, or we can, I'll get our, president of ECAM to address number B.
I don't think anything much need to be addressed other than all of the registration forms has been sent out, and I think every county should have it. And everybody just has to be mindful to get it back in through your supervisor. That's really where we are.
And I think that thank you, Anthony, for getting us all, and thank you, Anita, for being able to attend this coming up year.
I'm excited about it. I always love to hang out with the election
And
commission.
thanks to our new president here that he got.
Still got a fight on my hand.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, so now we're at still at number 11, new business, but we're on C. So we will turn this over to Joanne, our Commissioner Joanne Pearson, and she will talk about number C.
I would like to make a motion that we move District 3 precinct from Mark's apartment to Mount Charity Baptist Church and call that precinct number 303. I feel that, do I need discussion now, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel that that location, the building is rather small, and, pardon? At Mark Apartment is rather small, and my understanding is that the actual voters there would, if they all came, would be around 3,200 people, and that's a lot of, I don't know, I know I have worked at that precinct as a poll worker, and it is rather chaotic. I have spoken with a city alderman that votes there, and he indicated that in the November election that it was very hard to get in the location, the building, the parking lot, and talking with the ladies at the apartment, they indicate that yes, if the weather's inclement, people have to stand outdoors. You know, there's no shelter to stand in to prevent them from whatever weather condition it might be. I have spoken with the manager that has worked at that location, and I know last year at the November election, I know that she was one of the later people to bring in the boxes and the like, and so when she worked there for the city this summer, I asked her what caused that, and she had indicated that so many people had came in, at the 7 o'clock deadline, and there were affidavit ballots that it caused, and there's basically very little room for them to fill out the affidavit ballots. There, as a matter of fact, yesterday I was there, the room is like 35 feet by 37 feet, and probably in that area, there's about 120 square feet that is a kitchen area, which you cannot use for voting. So I have spoken with the church administrator at Mount Charity, and would be happy for us to come there, and they have plenty of room in their fellowship hall. So that is why I feel that it should be changed and to move District 3 from one location to the other.
How far is that precinct from Mark? How far is Mount Charity?
How far is Mount Charity from? I would say a mile or so, maybe a little over a mile. It's probably 4 street lights down the road.
So you taking the whole precinct? You closing Mark down?
I'm taking District 3 voters from there down
Okay,
to
so
Mark.
have you discussed it with Gerald and Carr yet? Because that's a split district.
Yes, I understand that. I have spoken with Gerald, and the last time I spoke with Gerald, Carl was sitting there, and Gerald explained to Carl what we were planning on doing. And
I just want to be sure, because that's another precinct I had to add, and I'm not in favor of adding precinct, so I just want to, I get with Carl and see what he want to do. That's his baby. He decide what he want to do with him, but I'm not in favor of adding another precinct. I'm not. That'll be 15 on me, so I get with Carl and see what is his idea, because I haven't heard. This is my first time hearing about them splitting the precinct up.
Well, I was given a note from Pat Truesdale, so apparently it's been being worked on for more than the past 8 months that I've been in.
I don't doubt that. I was just saying this is my first time actually trying to get him,
Okay.
trying to move.
So,
Do you have a contract in motion? Or?
I do.
Okay.
Spence has been working on a contract here,
Okay,
and so, yes, I do.
okay.
It has not been signed, but it is in the works.
Okay. Do we need to take a motion to accept moving it, Spence?
You can, like with every polling list agreement, y'all can recommend to the Board of Supervisors if you'd like.
Okay, make your motion that you'll present it to the Board of Supervisors.
I will make the motion to be presented to the Board of Supervisors to move District 3 the District 3 precinct from Mark Apartments, and that is number 302, I believe, to Mount Charity Baptist Church, and make that precinct number 303.
Okay, so do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
No question?
Questions? Sorry.
I think Mr. Ray got a
Questions?
question too.
I do have a question. This will not be, if this is my understanding, it will not go into effect until March, because we're running 90 days.
Right.
Okay.
The contract that Mr. Plattgard has made it effective December 1st. So that would be after the, November special election.
But the question is, as you move this, it has to go to the supervisors the way you presenting it. That is going to split these precincts, not move the precinct. You're saying move District 3, but you're actually saying move District 3 voters. So it's gotta go to the supervisors of what you're asking to do.
Okay.
Because it seems as if you're gonna carry the whole precinct. That's not what you're saying. The supervisor need to know that you're only carrying District 3 voters.
Okay.
Mark Apartments is not closing. You're moving voters from Mark Apartment. It has to be presented the proper way.
I have a feeling that Mark Apartments, is not interested in us using their facility as a, voting precinct any longer.
What the hell, what I'm gonna do with my voters then?
So where would that voters go?
That's
the
the
point.
point I'm
I
getting to.
just, you know, I've been working on this, talking to people about it.
I got you.
Yesterday, I went to the precinct and talked to the
Okay.
managers at the apartment
I got
and
that.
found this out, that they
I got that.
are not interested.
So what I'm asking, are you carrying District 3 voters, leaving District 4 voters there? What are you saying?
I
That's
said
what I'm
this,
saying.
in my motion, I said District 3. So I need to
Voters.
add that District 3 voters.
So where District 4 voters gonna go? He has to find a place?
That it would
That's
be,
not fair.
my
I
understanding
will
is that
come-
would be his
No,
responsibility.
no. If that's the case, then Ms. Barbara has got to fix Fairview today too. That's not correct, because that means that she has nowhere to go. That's not the way the county functions. You cannot just go leave some voters here and say, hey, he's gotta go find somebody. China Grove, them, they got the same problem right now.
But
If
wait a
you go
minute.
do that, you can't
Wait,
do that.
I don't think Mark Apartments has yet said in writing, have they spent, that they are not gonna be a precinct.
I think that's
So,
what,
at
I
this
think that's what
point,
she
we
said
don't
though.
know, only
But
hearsay,
I mean,
that
that,
Mark's
that-
not gonna be one.
And I think that's my whole goal. I mean, we both have people at that precinct. I thought this conversation should have came to me at least.
Exactly.
Like Miss Barbara did with China Grove. I was okay with that. Cause we had, but this situation you putting me in now for a March election, this just is, to me, it's just not fair. And I haven't even heard from my supervisor. He make that decision. And so, right now,
You can't do that.
in order for Mark Parkman to say they're not gonna be a precinct, I haven't even met one of Mark Parkman because it wasn't my precinct. But if that's how we're gonna do business in the county from here on, that's fine. I vote no.
No, you cannot split a precinct and leave another part of the precinct there, that if they don't want you there. You can't do that.
But we don't have anything, only Joanne is the only one saying, Mark Apartment has not contacted our attorney or any of us, except she just went, and whoever works there said that. We have no clue, so we're really doing something that's not even there yet. Until they contact, how do they contact you, Spence, that they no longer wanna be a precinct?
So we put in the contract, for both sides, if you wanna get out of the contract, you gotta notify the other side in writing, and so that's how it works.
Say that again?
So you notify the other side in writing, and you gotta give enough time, you know,
Yeah.
before election. So like, and y'all, each of y'all have seen that, where like a church might write, or a school and say, we're done, we want out of the contract, and then we move on. That's,
But does the contracts expire? Do they?
no, I put it in the contract that they go on basically until somebody terminates it, cause that way it's just easier than always having to do a new contract every 4 years. So it's basically, indefinite until one side decides they wanna move the contract. And then you notify in writing.
So if Mark Apartments decides that they don't wanna do it, how long do they have to tell us before the election?
I forget, but it's plenty, it's a lot of time, it's like 6 or 9 months or
Yeah,
something.
so see, we're still good for March, right? No?
Well, I mean, not.
They haven't even done it
I
yet.
know, but, I mean, how these precincts and departments going, I don't know the background of the conversation why Mark doesn't wanna be a precinct, that's my
That's what
whole.
they
So-
haven't even said.
Yeah, and I know what you're saying, but if she'd have got verbal that they don't wanna be a precinct, and
That's
that,
a worker, that's not the lady.
no, that may be the manager.
Who is it?
It was the manager that contacted the regional manager
So that's
when I
what I'm
was
saying,
standing
so-
there yesterday.
Why don't we, if I can make a suggestion to do this, since we've got a meeting pretty soon with the purge date, like September 9th. If y'all wanted to, maybe, we could just kinda, people could have conversations and things, and it'd all these questions would be answered, and we could, table a motion and
I
take
think
it
I
up.
wanna make a second
in
that motion.
September 9th.
Table this until all of this is worked out.
I second that motion.
Okay, so, just,
All in favor?
Aye.
All
You have
opposed?
to.
Huh?
I say you have to.
Okay,
I vote yes, I just said after the vote, I said you have to.
okay.
and so we'll table it, and then we'll have it on the September 9th agenda in a couple weeks. And I do wanna chime
September
in.
the 8th.
Oh, this is September 8th?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
sorry, it's Monday.
Okay, by way of background too, even before some of y'all were elected, that the mark has been probably the biggest issue that comes up during presidential elections, to the point where, well, I can go into it y'all more.
Oh, I agree. I
You know,
totally.
we all know, so, I appreciate you wanting to address it, and we'll all figure it out and communicate, but it's probably the biggest, precinct that keeps coming up in presidential elections, so we'll get there. So thanks for bringing it up.
Okay, so we'll move on to 12, comments from our attorneys. Vince?
Sure, and I'm sorry I'm late, I had a family thing this morning that kinda slowed me up, y'all, kept going. Before I got here, speaking of polling agreements, Commissioner Gross, you didn't bring up.
That's next.
That's next, okay, and during commissioner comments, okay, good. I've been kinda sidebarring with Clerk Ray here about the special election, the deadline to, qualify for special elections the 21st, and so since these are districts that are in the county, like justice court, judge, and constable, y'all are the people that qualify who's on the ballot, and so, I was wondering whether we could wait until our next meeting, September, so the qualification deadline's the end of next week. And I was wondering if we could do the qualification at the September 9th or 8th meeting. But it may be, Clerk Ray, you mentioned that absentee voting starts September 22nd or something like that.
Correct.
So I don't know if you have enough time, how much time do you need, or maybe,
Well, the weekend prior, which will be that Saturday, I have to have permanent absentee ballots mailed out as well. I got to thinking about that
so,
after I talked
and
to you.
on the ballots, do you go through the national group to get, or you don't really just create them in your office, right? I mean,
You're talking about the packets?
or for the special election to create, I know it takes
Okay,
time.
I understand what you're saying. No, the election, is created by the Secretary of State, and once they drop it, then I will add in, which is not that hard to do, add in the, constable and the, justice court judge.
So you can add it in, you don't
I-
need them to do it?
No, that,
Okay.
I'll add those in because they're county elections.
Okay, so what's your advice to us on,
A special meeting,
Have a special meeting.
Okay.
Yes.
August 27th.
okay, all right, that sounds good.
Mhm.
So,
I didn't hear.
That would give me time
Yeah,
to,
special meeting.
get the ballots, get them ordered, because I do have to go through Absolute to get the ballots ordered as well, once they drop that election. And I don't know how long it will take
okay,
to get those ballots to me.
all right, so if that sounds good to y'all, maybe we can have a quick special meeting.
We didn't, can you repeat what she just kinda said?
We
Yeah.
couldn't hear down here.
All right, it
I'm
sounds
sorry.
like, since the deadline is August 21st to qualify for candidates, And since absentee voting starts so soon, like September 22nd, we don't have time to just wait for our September meeting to qualify, so we probably need to go ahead and have a special meeting after the qualifying deadline to have, it'd be a quick meeting, but just to, that gives her, Clerk Ray, enough time to get the ballots ready for absentee voters, so.
Okay, well, we'll get with Anita and decide
Okay.
when to have a special meeting.
That sounds good.
And
And-
we'll,
It's whenever
I'll get
you want
Anthony to
Yeah,
send an
let me
email.
know.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, you know, we can post that quickly and
Yeah.
it'll be a public meeting. And it doesn't even have to be in here, it can be,
Yeah.
we just may meet in the clerk's
You can
office.
come meet in my office if you want, you just so long I have a quorum and
Yeah,
y'all.
that'll work.
vote.
August 27th,
August 27th.
y'all will be back.
Okay,
Yeah, that'll work.
all right, and we'll,
Spence, on that
See
special
what
call meeting, I ain't never
calendar.
did one of those. Do I need to put something special on the, like, at the top of it? You got,
yeah.
you got an old notice or something?
I got a form
Okay.
I can email you, but yeah, we'll just need
Well,
to,
you'll
if
be
you
there no
post it on
time.
bulletin board
Yeah, we'll make it work.
and,
I just wanna know how it need to
Get
be
back to the
noticed.
24th.
that's it.
Okay.
Good question, and, all right, so we'll be off to the
Right, so
races
there ain't
with
no
the
other
special
time,
meeting.
but in
That's
Work.
fine, y'all go
All
ahead,
right,
I don't have to be there.
And.
August 27th at your office, Ms. Anita?
Yes, sir.
August 27th.
What
What
time?
time?
9.
9?
9.
Did you say the 27th?
7.
7, okay.
Yes.
Okay, that was my big thing, and, I was gonna raise, and I'll let, Mike Espy know about Monday, and I know Clerk Ray's gonna talk to Greg about trying to get on the board agenda for Monday. You know, we couldn't really, they're putting the agenda together, and we couldn't notify them until we acted here, so hopefully be enough time to
Yeah.
go forward Monday. And I think if all y'all are there, or, you know, if you're available, that's good. I mean, it's a big deal. Be available for questions. And Bill said he could maybe be on hand for that too.
What y'all talking about this Monday?
This Monday, yeah.
Yes.
And I'll email and confirm with you guys.
But we won't be here.
Oh,
We'll be
okay.
Oh, we'll be here Monday, yeah.
Okay.
We'll be here
Sure.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday, 18th, yeah.
All right. That was the main thing I had, so. That would be a busy fall. Here's my invoice really for a couple months.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You'll be here, Ms. Anita, to explain the money, right?
It should be
I said
here.
you'll be here Monday to explain the money, right?
I will.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I move to pay Spence.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Okay. Is that all, Spence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Gentleman called it.
Number 13. You going?
I can talk to Ms. Brown secretly.
Comments from the election commissioners. District 1, I don't think I have anything. Just
Okay.
District 2,
Wait,
She can go over.
okay.
I had a sidebar.
I'd like to make a motion to establish a new precinct in District 2 at Mount Pleasant MB Church, and that's at 729 Gluckstadt Road in Gluckstadt. The precinct number will be 202. The reason for this is I had a meeting with Lindsay Cullum from the city of Gluckstadt and Father Matthews at St. Joseph Catholic Church. The church, St. Joseph's Church, and Father Matthew is concerned about the amount of people that use his facility, especially with parking. So what I've talked to Anita about is with this new precinct, it will take about 1,300 plus a little bit people away from St. Joe. And right now St. Joe's about 4,000. So it will help the father to be a little more happy with what's happening to his facilities. I got with Spence and we have a contract, and I met with the minister there, Keith, I think it's Radon, And
Gaten. Gate,
Gaten, and he is, very much in the affirmative and said that they don't have a problem.
Will this be for the March election, or this is November? Excuse me, the November, but,
It goes into effect December 1st,
okay.
so it will be there for the March,
Okay.
the spring special.
have you and Ms. Alita and y'all got the guidelines, who's going over there?
Yep, we've talked about those, the a little over 1,300.
Okay. I need a motion?
To coach the supervisor.
A
And then
motion?
it's supposed to be on their agenda for Monday.
We'll make the motion, please.
And then I make a motion.
I
You did?
second.
Yeah, I made a motion.
Okay, you did?
I
Okay.
did.
All in, and do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
Let's clear her motion, what was her motion?
Okay, what was
To
your motion?
establish the new precinct at Mount Pleasant Missionary Baptist Church,
To go
And
before the
To
board.
go before
for the board,
That's what,
to go before the board.
now you can,
Now, do
it
I
has
have
to
a,
be clear.
okay.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
All opposed? Motion carried. Phew. All right, District 3.
I've been working on trying to work on getting Mark Apartments moved. And working on updating the SIM system with the people that have moved.
Okay. District 4,
Nothing.
District 5.
I'm good, everything's working where I'm at.
Okay, the last one, I need to make a change to the agenda. This says Wednesday, September the 8th
That's right.
at 9 a.m.
It's Monday.
Needs to be changed to Monday, September the 8th. That's an automatic purge date, and that's why it's not Wednesday, it's on a Monday.
That's correct.
So do I have a motion to correct the agenda?
Motion to correct.
Do I have a second?
That's a board day.
Mm-hmm.
That moves
Can't do
around.
it at 9.
We'll just have to move it. Oh, well,
Move it, you're not gonna be on camera.
Well,
I'm just pointing that out.
I'm glad you do, yeah, so,
yeah, thanks for bringing that up. So, y'all
Yes.
really don't have a choice, you have to meet on
You have
that
to meet
Monday
that
under
day,
law.
yes.
So, I guess you got a couple options. You could just meet somewhere else, or you could maybe see if you can meet in the afternoon here.
So the board not gonna meet September 1st?
I guess,
September 1st is Labor Day, so I'm sure they're not.
So they're gonna meet the 2nd? So we can meet the 8th then. We good on the 8th.
it's the 8th,
Yeah, we,
Oh, the 8th,
Mhm.
okay. you're
September the 8th,
we good.
okay. All right, I forgot, do I have a motion to
I did
change?
say so moved.
Okay,
Second.
so we had a discussion,
Dwayne, stop you.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. We will adjourn till Monday, September the 8th.
No, we adjourn
at
till-
9 a.m.
So Wednesday, August 27th for the special call meeting.
And we will meet August the 27th at 9 a.m.
It's
in
clerk office.
Clerk Anita Ray's office.
The best
Everyone
clerk
that can
in the
be
state.
there, please be there. We are adjourned
We have
until
the best clerk in the state.
September the 8th.